Good morning, everyone. So we are going to start Integrated 1, Unit 9, which is on inequalities. So you do not have this packet. However, you do have it electronically. You don't physically have it in your hand unless you printed it out, which there are quite a few pages. So you don't need to print out all the pages. In fact, you don't need to print out any pages. You can do everything in a notebook. So what we're going to do today is just kind of start out with stuff that is a little bit of a review, because our goal for this unit is to do problems that look like this. So by the end of this unit, you should be able to solve a problem that looks like that. Looks similar. Only thing that's different is it has an inequality sign. So we're going to deal with what that means. The second thing we're going to be able to do in this unit is solve problems in this form. If you remember, these are absolute value signs. You've probably dealt with absolute values of a number, but not necessarily in an equation. All right, and then finally, we're going to be able to graph absolute value inequalities. So inequalities allow us to do a bunch of comparisons, and all of these are actually less than or equal to. We have other symbols as well, and we're going to cover that today. So kind of stuff, hopefully a little bit of a review, nothing super brand new. All right, so the first thing I want us to do is just go back, like I said, a little bit of a review. I'm going to have you guys try these problems, sort of like a warm-up, and then you'll enter your answers in. Not or B, how about that? D. All right, go ahead and try these problems, enter your answers in, and then I'll go ahead and answer them. All right, let's take a look at the answers. So for A, what we're going to do is subtract 3 from both sides. This is -9. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 9/2. Done. For B, I'm going to subtract the 4 from both sides. Number one mistake, people forget to bring down that negative sign, right? This is -2x. I got to leave that as -2x. Divide by -2, and that's going to be -1. Moving along. C. All right, I got to get all my variables onto one side. I'm going to choose to put them on this side, which means I have to add x to both sides. I'm going to -6, and then divide by 2. All right, and then finally D. Couple of ways to approach D. I can fraction bust this right away, or I can add 2 to both sides. I'm going to go ahead and fraction bust it just because that's something that comes into play later on. I'm going to multiply everything by 2. What that does is it allows me to divide that out. That's our giant 1. This becomes 3x minus 4 equals -8. And then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And then divide by 3. So hopefully you got the same answers that I did. If you didn't, please talk to your teacher about maybe giving you a couple more problems to review. All right. So if you look back at what I kind of said earlier on the types of problems that we're going to look at, they're going to be problems that are solving equations. So we have to be able to solve an equation. The second thing we have to deal with is this symbol that's in the middle, the inequality sign. So let's just go ahead and get a little bit of vocabulary out of the way. So this symbol means greater than. Back in the day, I think some of your teachers might have taught you like the alligator eats a bigger number or blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But I think we're at a level where we could take what it means and then do the comparison. So this means greater than. If it has a little bar underneath it, it's kind of like a partial equal sign. So we can think of this as greater than or equal to. Going the other way, that means less than. And again, if I put the little bar underneath it, it means less than or equal to. So if I'm verbally talking, I can't just say the symbol, the one that eats the bigger number. I've got to be able to describe a sentence. For example, if I have something like this, 0, and I need to describe what that says. What this says is it's saying 0 greater than -5. So my question for you, is that true or false? All right, well, let's take a look at some of the ways of interpreting that. So what we're asking is basically, is 0 more than -5? Is 0 greater than -5? I'm going to write that out just so you can see. Is 0 greater than -5? Well, let's look at a number line. If this is 0, -5 is on this side. Is 0 more than this? Yeah, 0 is more than that, right? So this is the side that's more, this is the side that's less. So is 0 more than -5? Yes, so that would be true. I'm going to give you a handful of problems to try on your own, and then we'll take a look at the answers. I want you to try. So go ahead and pause the video, or actually, so go ahead and take a look at these problems, answer them, and then when you're done, I'll go ahead and go over the solutions. All right, so let's take a look at these. I'm going to put all of these on a number line, just so that we have a way of checking. So if 5 were here, -2 would be on this side. So is 5 less than -2? No, 5 is more than -2, so this would be false. For B, here's -7, here's 6. Is 6 more or greater than -7? Yeah, right, because this side is the more side, so this is true. So now the question is, where do these go? So remember, the larger the negative number, this is a smaller number, but this is a bigger absolute value, right? So the -5 is here, the -3 is here, right? If we were to extend this number line going 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So is -3 less than -5? No, -3 is more than -5. This is false. -5 goes here, 0 goes here. Is -5 greater than 0? No, it's less than 0. So this is false. Some of you could do this in your head and get the right answers. Great. But if you start seeing a bunch of these and get confused a little bit, all it takes is 2 seconds to put it on a number line and just say the words out loud and see if it makes sense to you. All right? All right, that's it for today. If you need to jot down a few notes, I would write this down. You need to know what the symbols mean in words. All right, have a great day.